Hi, welcome everyone. Okay, so I'm Kristen Avart, and I begged these fine diamonds, Brenda and Wendy, to hop on with me today to talk to you about this event we're going to have next Thursday. Wendy and I are hosting, and I was just talking with the ladies, and I was like, people need to know, first of all, why events are important. Second of all, why to invite people and then how to invite people. And so we're just going to chat with you today about to start with, number one, are why are events so important? And I know both of these ladies, including me, I don't think we'd have the business we'd have without events, right, ladies?
Exactly. I agree completely. Events are a really big deal to me. It's largely how I built my business is by hosting events, monthly events. I'm going to people's houses and doing events. But, how to invite people, why it's so important is it gives people an inside view of Plexus, of what these products can do. They can understand these products better, why they're working so fantastically. You get to hear testimonials of people who have been on the products, and you get an inside view of how this opportunity has blessed us in this business. And it's a way that people can just, they can get a vision for themselves of how amazing Plexus is in a really comfortable, laid back, energetic, it's a way that just really gets people on board, and it has worked every single time. And inviting and getting people to events is huge.
Absolutely. Well, what about why the ambassador should attend? Brenda, why should if you're watching this, you're a brand new ambassador, maybe you have a customer, maybe you don't. Why should that person attend, Brenda, and watch for the 20-30 minutes that we're going to be doing this?
Well, first of all, if you want to succeed in this business, you want to follow successful people. So you're going to want to get on here and see how Kristen and Wendy do an event and take notes and do it yourself next time. The magic of this business is duplication. So you've got to learn how to do it. You've got to do it and show your people how to do it. And voila, there you go. It's how it works.
That's what my husband always says. He's like, just copy what successful people have done. I'm like, but what if I tweak it this way? He's like, has anybody ever done that successfully before? I'm like, no. Well, you can do that 2 or 3 times down the road, but do it what successful people have done the first time. So I'm like, oh, okay. And so he incorporates that into his video production business and just everything else. So we know why to come. It gives you a vision, like Wendy said. It also lets you know how to do one, because you need to do one. They're fun, they're interactive, and they'll grow your goals in your business. So, okay, now, it's good if you're an ambassador that you're on. But what's even better, Wendy?
What's even better is getting your guests to get on. That is the important part. And your guests are curious. They do want to be a part of this, and they want to know more. In fact, that is probably their biggest deciding factor, is they just don't know enough. They don't know what they don't know. And this opportunity is going to enlighten them to make the decision. And that is why you want your guests to get on board with an event like this. And let me tell you, Kristen and I can rock out an event together. It is going to be amazing and energetic and incredibly informational. Those are the things that people get on board with. They get on board with people that have magnetism and energy. They get on board with people that have great information for them to get all their questions answered. You want your guests on, because that is the time that they're going to make a decision. So,
Yes, for sure. Okay, so how do we get these guests on? We've got all these people that we're thinking about, and as we're talking right now, oh my goodness, my friend would so love to watch this or that. Brenda, do you have any tips for people on how to get people to the YouTube link?
Send this big long message with tons of information and just go on and on how amazing. Okay, not. We want to keep it short and sweet and simple, because they're busy and you want to, not be annoying. So just send them something exciting. Like, okay, so I've been telling you about Plexus, right? Well, now's your chance to hear from somebody else, because remember, validation from a third party is going to make something click with them that you haven't yet shared. They're going to love that part of it. They don't know that yet, but you just get them excited about getting on. And tell them you have friends that are going to give great information. You probably have questions that could very likely get answered tonight. And so let me know. And of course, send them the link, send them the information briefly, but end your message with, so do you think you can make it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. So Brenda said short, sweet, excited, and then a question at the end. Would you agree? Was there anything else, Brenda?
Well, just make sure you include the link, because we're going to have it's going to be YouTube Live. So I always mention it's, you can just pop on. Nobody will ever know you're there from the comfort of your couch. An easy link right here. You just get on and bam, it's live, and you can listen at your own convenience.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, for sure. All right, Wendy, how do you get people? How did you get people to your first launch that you did with nobody else?
I talk to people like they're my friends. You're already inviting your friends. So stop worrying about that you're making this sales pitch and trying to draw them in. Just talk to them like they're your best friends. Invite them like you would invite your friend to coffee or to watch a movie with you or to go shopping with you, back to school shopping. Just say, I love what I'm doing. I love these products. Will you watch this with me? Because I think it's going to be really amazing. I can't wait to share this with you. Be genuine, be authentic, and people know that, and they will respond to that. So that's my tip, is just being authentic and being genuine.
Oh, and another thing, I think a voice message is fab. They'll hear your excitement, they'll hear that emotion from you, and then after the voice message, you'll include the link so they can click on it.
Agree.
Yeah. One thing sometimes I do is if I were going to send a voice message like what Brenda said, then I might say, you think you could make it on? I'll send you the link the day of.
That reminds them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I do that. So that way, because then I might feel funny messaging them if they didn't respond, because they are interested, but it's like they've got other stuff going on. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing next Thursday night yet, and so one thing I might do is, like Brenda said, exactly like she and Wendy said, the excitement, the question, the why they might be interested, or why this could really help them in their life. And then also, and then a lot of times when you're messaging people, something smart to do is to let them know you're going to message them again. So like, you think you could it's good to ask a question, but then you could even end it with saying, I'll follow up with you the day of with the link, or I'll circle back with you in 3 or 4 days to see if you can still make it. That way you don't ever feel funny about them following up, because the reality is when you're sending messages, people aren't always going to respond. Whether it's emails, text, voice messages through Facebook, whatever it is, people aren't always going to respond, and that's okay. But if you end it with a question and then with the, hey, I'm going to circle back with you, then you feel comfortable because you're doing what you said that you were going to do. Does that make sense, ladies? Did I explain that?
I agree.
Yeah. I know what it's like to send a message and not get a response and then be like, well, I guess I'll just send them another one. But if I send a message saying, hey, I'm going to follow up with you, or hey, I'm going to check back in a week, or I'm going to check back in a couple days, or I'm going to send you the link the day of, then I don't feel weird at all. Then it's a good reminder for them and a good reminder for me. And I know how life is. I know, like, I've been invited to watch things with companies I like, just info stuff. And if they sent me something, just think about it from your perspective. If they sent me something, like, let's say you send 10 messages today. Well, today's Thursday. That's 7 days away. What if you got a message with something you really were interested in? Like, let's say, Wendy, there was some great Whole Foods, how to grow the best green beans conference next Thursday night at 8:30. And you're like, yeah, I could be interested in that. But you got a message this Thursday. Would you really necessarily remember, or would it be on your radar next Thursday?
No.
But what if you got that message that day of? Then you definitely could remember.
Yeah, follow up is key.
So we've talked about sending messages. So how many would you recommend sending, ladies? Let's say you wanted to get 3 people on as a guest. How many messages would you have to send?
Well, 30 to 40. That's what I would go for. For every 10 people you invite, you will be lucky if you get 1 person to come in. So if you want to get 5 people on, you're going to have to invite 50 people. So go big or go home is what we always say.
I would agree. I mean, you just have to send them out.
And even let's say you have 3 people.
Go ahead.
And let's say you have 3 people that say yes. How many would you actually expect to watch?
1.
Yeah. Sorry, y'all. We're just being real. And so, yeah, and even after the event, it's a great time to follow up with people and say, hey, did you get a chance to hop on? We'll probably have it as a live loop for about 12 to 24 hours. I'm not making any promises, but most of the time that does work. And so you'll be able to watch maybe, but it's important for the urgency to watch live because it won't stay on for days and days and days. It just won't. So, okay, ladies, any other tips about events or messaging or getting people on?
Follow up. I like to check in with them after and say, hey, did you have a chance to listen? And do you have any more questions? That type of thing.
Yeah. So write down every name you invite so that then you can follow up because you won't know who was on. You just won't. Right. Any last tips, Wendy?
Yeah, I would say definitely this would be the type of event that I would want to make sure that you're getting your chicken list people too. You know, when you've got, you know, the energy and the information that can be offered, those would definitely be the people that I would get my chicken list people on with and make sure you're following up with them and making it genuine. And I think that those chicken listers could be some yeses. So, yeah.
I remembered one last tip. Okay, so if those chicken list people remind you or there's any connection that Wendy or I have with them, I mean, if you don't know us well, go to our walls, look how many kids we have, look what we do for our hobbies, whatever. If there's any connection there, say, hey, I think you might connect with this lady because of whatever connection, or hey, you remind me of this lady. You don't even have to tell them why sometimes. You just have to tell them that because I mean, if it's genuine. So, yeah, so that's my last tip is find some connection. And if you can't, that's okay too. But you probably should be able to because Plexus offers great money. And Wendy and I both make a lot of money. Plexus offers great, and Brenda too. Plexus offers great ability to help people, and Wendy and I both help people. Plexus offers Wendy and I the ability to have crazy fun and vacations, and we've both been on crazy fun vacations because of Plexus. And Plexus allows us to have a lot of growth and development and informational skills and all that. So there's that. So depending on the person you're talking to, kind of feed into what's important to them. And Wendy and I probably meet that in some ways. So, all right. Well, that's it, y'all. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to have you and all of your guests on. All right. Bye.
Bye.